Womp, womp, womp. Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
Welcome to Fruition Farm. I'm Jenna, and this is my lovely assistant, Lydia. And we are making pickles today. We thought we would bring you along. We're in our outdoor kitchen. I'm going to be making dill chips as well as squash relish with dill brine. So I've never done that before. That's an experiment. Our dill pickles have been really good, so I figured that I would try the squash because it's firmer flesh. I had some scallop squash and some green picante squash that I needed to go ahead and cook and use, so I was like, well, let's try this. So I'm going to do it out here. I have actually 3 canners going. I have one on the stove along with my brine and a pot of hot water in case I need more water for my canners. And then I have a canner here behind me and another canner here behind me on the propane stove. So hopefully I have enough jars. I have a whole bowl of cucumbers cut up for the pickles and 2 bowls with some squash in it for the dill relish. I'm going to be canning my relish in these cute little jars somebody gave me. They're awesome. They're actually a pint, but they're short, wide mouth pint. Really cool. And then I'm just going to be doing quart jars for wide mouth quarts for the dill chips. So first thing, I have my brine going right here, and it's in this big pot. I did 2 gallons of brine. Hopefully it's enough. I have it really hot to like boiling that I'm going to put in these jars. These jars are sterilized. They just came out of our commercial dishwasher. Yay! If you didn't see our last video, we are the proud owners of a commercial dishwasher. It's amazing. Awesome. Thanks Mom and Dad for our anniversary gift. Anyways, so my brine, I'll have to read you the recipe because I can't remember it right off my head, but it is vinegar, water, dill, fresh dill, dry dill, peppercorns, and garlic. I will put the exact ratios down in the description for that. And then I'm going to prep each jar, and I have my jars ready over here and I have the smaller jars over there. So in each individual jar I'm going to put some peppercorns, some garlic, and fresh dill, and a little bit of dry dill. That's just kind of the way that I make it. It's a recipe I've just tweaked over the years, and it's finally this year I think that I finally have got it like just right. Really enjoying it. So I'll put that in each jar. We'll fill each jar with our cucumbers or our relish or squash, and then we'll put the brine in, and then they'll be ready to go in the canner. And since I'm doing the low temperature pasteurization, that's how you get crispy, crunchy pickles. I'm telling you, these things, you can pull them off the shelf in a year and they're still gonna have a crunch, which is amazing because that's really unheard of. So what I'm doing is I'm heating my water to about 140 degrees. I'm gonna put my jars in there when it's at 140, and then I'm gonna bring it up to 180 to 185. Keep it. Pigs are trying to get out down there. I'm going to keep it in the 180 to 185 degree range for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to pull them right out of the canner, and that is how you do the low temp pasteurization, and that's our favorite way to preserve pickles because they stay really crunchy and crispy and delicious and yummy. Alright, that did a dozen jars, which is exactly what I thought it would do. I told them I'm going to prep 15, but I thought it would do 12, and I was dead on the money. So that's awesome. My other 3 jars I already put stuff in. I'm just going to split that because the others are pints, so I'm just going to split that stuff in half between, so I would make 6 pint jars worth of my additives to my jars. I also forgot to mention my brine also has salt in it. We use pink Himalayan salt or sea salt. Right now we're using pink Himalayan salt. You use real salt, just we like to use real healthy mineral type salt. Some people don't like to use it because it'll make your brine cloudy, so sea salt would be a better option if you don't want any kind of mineral residue in your brine. We don't care because it's just for us. We're not putting it in a fair or anything. Nobody's judging it. We're just going to eat it and enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and top these off. I'm going to fill them and leave 1-inch headspace, and then I'm going to clean the rim of each one with a warm rag. I'm going to dip it in hot water and just clean each rim to make sure that there's nothing there, no chips, no debris. Put the lids on, rings, finger tight, give them a little, just a little twist, and then we are going to put these in the canners and get them going. Alright, we got the first set of the dill chips going. Or the whole set. The dill chips are our first set. They're canning. We have them going in the canners. I'm going to set timers for each one because they're at a little bit different temperature. And now we are going to start prepping our relish jars and getting our relish going. So I have these canners going and I'm keeping a really close eye because I want my temperature to maintain between 185 degrees on these canners. Over here I ended up getting 9 of those funky little pint jars of my dill relish going, and so only 7 fit in this pot, and I was thinking I could double stack them because they're shorter, but it didn't work. I'm not giving you canning advice, but I'm just telling you what I do. I only had 2 jars left and I didn't want to go through the whole 30-minute process or heating up, then timing for 30 minutes and then having to do it on just 2 jars. So I took this regular 2-gallon pot. A rack won't fit in the bottom, so I folded up a rag and put the rag in the bottom because you just don't want your jars sitting right on the heat. And then I put my 2 jars in there. I had the temperature, well, my temperature was off, so I pulled some of the hot water out and added cold water straight from the spigot and the faucet to that one, and I got it to that 140 because you want to put your jars in at about 140 degrees and then heat it all the way up to the 180. So I put those in. These are heating. I don't have digital thermometers or manual thermometers that I put in them like I do the other 2. I need to get some more of those. So I just have a digital thermometer from the kitchen and I'm just checking them to keep an eye on their temperature. It's going to be a little bit more labor intensive. I'm going to have to really pay a lot of attention because I can't just consistently monitor them, but it'll be okay. I'm going to get them all done and I will be finished with all these pickles, and then some of this relish is going straight into the cooler so it can cool for a while and then we can try it today and see how it turns out. Hopefully it'll be good. I'll let you know how it turns out. Womp womp womp. So remember how I told you guys that the salt makes, if you use like mineral salt, it makes your brine cloudy? And I was pouring my brine, I was like, this doesn't look very cloudy, but I didn't question it. And I should have questioned it because I didn't make the brine. I had one of the kids make the brine, and this is one of the older, more responsible children, and they do a lot of the help in the cooking. But sometimes they're forgetful, and there's an occasion that they leave an ingredient out of food. And they left the salt out of my pickle brine. By the time I realized it, she was like, I forgot to put salt in the brine. All of it was in the canner. It was too late. Again, if I had to question it, if I had to said, hey, why does this look so clear? It doesn't normally look this clear. She would have been like, oh, I forgot the salt. We could add the salt and all would have been well, but it wasn't. So, all is not lost. I looked really quickly because I know salt is part of the preserving process, but if you have at least equal parts vinegar and water, or more vinegar than water, then you can can without salt. You can pickle something without salt. And ours is 50% water, 50% vinegar. So they're edible, they're safe for canning. Don't know what they're gonna taste like. We'll find out, and my thoughts are we can open the jar, put the salt in, shake it up, stick it in the cooler or the fridge for a couple of days, and then see if it infuses. Hopefully saltless pickles aren't disgusting because I have 12 quarts and 9 pints, so that's really sad. This can be a what not to do when you're making pickles video now. Alright, they're all out. I have taken 1 jar of the dill chips and 1 jar of each types of the relish. So I had white scallop squash and rampicante squash. Yes, those are the kinds I used. I put 1 jar of each in the cooler. Definitely gonna have a texture test. Taste is gonna be because of the salt issue. So I don't know if I'll taste it today, if I'll taste it tomorrow, but I'll taste it and I'll let you know. I have somewhere to go this evening, so I have to go get ready, and I don't know whether I'll have time to taste it and if they'll cool down enough to taste good, because really warm pickles are not my thing. But if they cool down enough before I leave, I can taste it for you today. If not, I'll do it tomorrow, but it will be in this video and you will know. So don't forget your salt. All right, y'all. It's the next day, so I came home last night and tasted the pickles and the relish. Texturally, I like it. It's good. Flavor-wise, because there was no salt, it was pretty rough. But we went ahead and added salt to these jars overnight, put them back in the fridge, or our walk-in cooler, but if you did it in the fridge, hopefully you won't leave your salt out. And this morning, they taste great. The salt has permeated and they taste just like the pickles. So, like they're supposed to. It worked. That's how to make pickles, or how to not make pickles. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a video. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you make pickles, or if you've tried it this way. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.